Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and informations on Path of Exile. And this is a very interesting week, so let's start with the smaller news. First one is the concept art of upcoming unique items. You can see a very nice helmet and a very nice sword, which are kind of the same texturing, so maybe they are related, we'll see about that. A new belt, looks interesting, and the amazing Doedri's skin are definitely recognizable, although GG said this item won't make it into the 3.0. However, they're planning to put it on the next updates, so we'll have to see. Definitely looks really cool. And we got the preview of a new skill which is called Charge Dash, and it's both a movement skill and a damaging skill. Basically, you shoot out this shadow figure, as you can see from the video. You can see the figure, and when you stop channeling, because it's a channel skill, when you stop channeling or when the shadow actually reaches the max distance, you travel, you basically teleport to the shadow and you leave this trail of explosions behind you. So it looks pretty good by the fact that the shadow walks a bit faster than your normal move speed, so it's definitely better than just walking. Also, it's based on your move speed, so if you have a higher move speed, the shadow will be much faster. However, it does not only scale on that, it also scales on attack speed, because the more attack speed you have, the more areas of explosions you will make when you teleport, so that's pretty interesting. Also, there's an area, so it's basically an area of effect, because all of the explosions are area of effects and they can overlap. So the farther the shadow travels, basically the bigger the AoE is going to be. So if you release the skill at max range, you will have a very large AoEs, and the higher the attack speed you have, the more AoEs you're going to generate. So it basically scales on various factors, and you can choose how to scale it, and if you want to be fast, if you want to be really strong. Definitely having a very slow one, but maybe very concentrated, could be a boss killer. We'll have to see about that. However, the skill is most, or at least half lightning, granting the ability to players to actually go full elemental conversion, so that is going to be pretty interesting. We'll have to see. I definitely can see this skill work if the damage is good enough. It is a movement skill, and as far as movement skill goes, if they do damage, they are going to be used. And with the recent very fast move speed, the clear speed meta, I believe this is definitely going to be a skill that's used. Still, pretty nice to see some new skills finally. Charge Dash expected on the new update. And we also got the 6th beta report. There's now just a couple weeks more left for the beta. This one is more aimed toward the Labyrinth, where pretty much the first 2 difficulties were toned down a little bit, and as we know, they were shortened, so Exile specifically will not be as strong as it is. Some of his addition will not appear. For example, curses and elementals won't appear in the first Labyrinth, because reasonably no one has a warding flask at that point. Also, Exile will be rebalanced and be less murderous in the first 2 difficulties, which is not a difficulty at the moment, but still in the first 2 iterations you're going to find him in. And GGG is also planning to revamp the rewards, especially for the merciless, which is not merciless anymore, whatever, the 3rd and 4th iteration of the dungeons, because it wasn't really up to what they actually wanted, and that's especially for the silver chests, which in the first dungeons will have the silver keys in the same area, so that you don't really need to backtrack a lot just for a chest which really didn't give you anything worthwhile. So that's going to happen in the Labyrinth. I think it's pretty good. I mean, the Labyrinth started as a big thing, but it became old really quickly, and I'm glad that GG is actually toning it down a bit. Hopefully we'll see some differences, maybe some new tile sets or something. I mean, I don't mean a new tileset because that's a lot of work, but something that makes some area different, because after you've seen like 3 zones, you pretty much know how everything is. So, but anyway, that's pretty good change coming to Labyrinth. And finally, the big news is that we got the release date for the Fall of Oriya, and that is August the 4th at the usual time on a Friday. So if you are in America, it's 1 PM. If you are around Europe, it's around 10 PM or something like that, but still in the evening clearly. And if you are on the far east of the planet, you are going to start playing in the morning. So this is the usual time GGG does things, and August the 4th is the date. The weekend before, I am going to guess, is going to be the end of the Legacy League, so there's probably 1 week left of Legacy. I don't think GGG gave a definite answer on that, but still expect it to last 1 week, if you're lucky, a bit more. Other than that, the Xbox version has not been released yet, but GGG says they are very close to revealing the launch for the closed beta, so that is another thing to keep an eye on, because, well, GGG is actually expanding a lot with the Xbox versions, and, well, the Chinese versions when they will come. Those will definitely bring in a lot of money and pay for the next expansions, which are going to be as awesome as this one, even more as usual, and the cycles repeat as it's been repeating for like 5 years now. So it's really hard not to trust in GGG at this point, and it's really hard for them probably to actually keep besting themselves. But we'll see about that. For now, let's concentrate on the 4th of August, which is the new date for the release of the Fall of Oriya. There's also a trailer. If you haven't seen it, definitely give it a look, it's pretty cool. And the last thing which has happened this week has been the 2.6.3 update, which has been deployed successfully. And after a bit of trouble, I will say, but still they finally made it, and the microtransaction update is finally live, which is pretty cool. It's pretty useful, definitely a lot quicker than how it normally is, and much more intuitive as well, so definitely a good thing. And I really can't wait for the 4th of August, 2 weeks from now, actually just 12 days. There's a counter on the site if you aren't sure when in your time zone it's going to start. Just check the counter on the site, do the math. So that was all for this week. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. So that was all. I've been your host Orzo, and I'll see you guys the next time.